One of our superpowers in politics is we can actually change the world. We have this ability to not only study what's going on outside the world, but we can basically implement policy to change it. And we can lead the way that people think about policy. We can lead the way that people think about who they are, but also their identities in the social context, in the cultural context, and turn that into policies that can make the world a better place. So I use brain imaging to study how people think about politics. So I was the first person ever to use functional MRI to study brain activity and changes in blood flow as people go from being politically novice to being politically sophisticated. I'm now working on projects to use brain imaging to be able to use a small group of people to predict the behaviors, the political behaviors and attitudes of millions of people.
Some of the research I'm working on now looks at how people make decisions between political parties when they're deciding to vote. And if they don't have a clear preference of who they like, which political party or which candidate, then my research is showing that they're less likely to turn out to vote. The implications of that are we need to have really well-informed voters. We need to make sure that they are able to realise which party they prefer and which candidate they can vote for, and that means they're more likely to participate in our democracy.
Exciting classroom environment. One of the things that makes us so special is that our courses are research-led. So the people who teach them are teaching the things that they're passionate about. So we have people who are working on area studies in Central Africa, and they are taking you through their research as it's going on. I'm interested in feminist theory and critical theory, and in our classroom we look at concepts like equality and difference, we look at care ethics, we look at liberal feminism, we look at transnational feminism, we look at decolonial feminism, we look at really interesting everyday issues like consent on campus, like free speech, like reproductive rights, so all kinds of really live, real-world things filtered through all kinds of interesting conceptual frameworks.
So my mission as a teacher is to enable my students to learn joyfully, read carefully, think clearly, and write well. I want to keep asking them harder and harder questions to the point where they get to that I'm not sure stage where real learning happens. But because they've learned this method of thinking that can be so broadly applied to whatever problems you're coming upon, they're able to turn that into doing their thing. And that's what I want to enable my students, is not to fall into some cookie cutter career track, but really to figure out who they are and what they want to do.
It's a really great faculty, it's a really great university, there's lots of excellent people here and lots of exciting conversations and things that are happening in the future.
I've been really engaged by my teachers so far. I think having a really sort of enthusiastic teacher really helps to kind of grasp the concepts, and I don't think I've ever sat in a boring seminar.
I've really enjoyed my time at Exeter. I actually picked this particular degree because I'm really interested in Middle Eastern politics, and the Institute of Arab and Islamic Studies is one of the best in the country.
If you're thinking of studying politics at Exeter, I would really recommend it. I find the staff really welcoming and really excited to talk to students about their topic. My master's course I've found very gratifying. The study has been very involved and very thoughtful. I found it very provoking and enjoyable.
Bringing all of us with different outlooks on how the world works and different skill sets, bringing us all together is, I think, where the really exciting parts of collaboration and interdisciplinarity really happen. And I think, again, that's really our strong suit, is that we can bring so many disciplines together in one place and so many diverse ways of looking at the world.